Good morning. My name is Tammy Bond, and it is a pleasure to serve as your platform assistant today. Welcome to Unity Church for Creative Living, a world-class ministry dedicated to learning, growing, and serving. Thank you guys for joining me here today. And to those of you watching online, come on in. The water feels good, I promise you. Now, let's affirm our affirmation for the year. Together, I am claiming great things are in store in 2024 and beyond. Awesome, thank you. Reverend Diana Runge is our guest speaker today. Reverend Runge has served Unity and the New Thought Ministries since 1982, both in Florida and Arizona. A certified coach and mentor, helping individuals understand and utilize their heart intelligence, intuitiveness, creating heart coherence using the heart math principles as researched and studied by the Heart Math Institute for the last 30 years. Today's lesson is entitled Faith and What Lies Beneath. Stay tuned for more.
Wow, that gets the energy going, doesn't it? And you know, I'm so thankful that you invited me back because I just love coming here. The energy that you all bring is just tremendous. And as I walked in the sanctuary this morning, I saw your beautiful, beautiful Christmas decorations and a beautiful tree. There must have been a lot of helping hands put that together, and you are to be commended. It's absolutely gorgeous. Well, it almost puts Thanksgiving in the rearview mirror, doesn't it? But we're just closing out the Thanksgiving season. And I hope you all had a wonderful holiday for Thanksgiving as well. It's just the prelude, as you know. And you know, just thinking of the hassle of getting ready for Thanksgiving Day, and especially those that do the cooking, it reminded me of a story that one of my church members past told me. She said she planned a very special Thanksgiving dinner, and all the people came, and they were all seated around the table and anxiously anticipating this wonderful turkey feast, and she wanted the blessing to be very special. So she thought, well, coming from my son's 7-year-old heart, that's gotta be special. So she asked her son to say the grace and do the honors. And he said, "Oh, Mom, I don't know what to say." And she said, "Well, just say what you've always heard me say." So everyone bowed their heads and held hands and waited for the grace. And he spoke up and said, "Oh, Lord, why did I invite all these people here?" And you know, about an hour before my guests came, realizing all I wanted to do yet, I was beginning to feel the same way. Well, the season of Advent that we're starting today is a very special time in the holiday season. The word Advent, derived from the Latin word adventur, means coming, which is a theme carried throughout Advent, culminating the week of Christmas, celebrating the birth of Christ, or as we in Unity think of it, the uplifting and growing of Christ's consciousness within ourselves, where we have the moment where we can feel a new birth within us. It's our time to not only be concerned with the presence and the celebrations of Christmas, but also our inner path of spiritual growth. And the 4 Sundays in Advent shine our light on the hope and faith that Christmas brings, the peace we feel in our hearts, the love and the joy that is expressed everywhere, all lighting the path to our own inner Christ consciousness. So today we're going to focus on faith and hope. And hope, which is seated in our consciousness through faith. And the things that we hope for are initiated by our faith that comes from the hope meaning our imagination and dreams that are in our hearts. Did you realize that really came from within you and so personally? Let's take a look at what Charles Fillmore, our co-founder, says about faith in his book, The Revealing Word. Mr. Fillmore says, faith, the perceiving power of the mind linked with the power to shape substance, the power to do the seemingly impossible. It is a majestic power that draws into our heart's desires from the invisible spiritual substance. Faith is a deep inner knowing that that which is sought is already there for the receiving. And Hebrews 11:1 reminds us, faith is the assurance of all things hoped for. And Mr. Fillmore adds, the evidence of things unseen. When you have that faith in your heart, you know that you know that you know, and it will manifest into the physical. So you see, faith makes the connection between our hopes and the manifestation of our hopes in our lives. Now, Matthew 9:29 reassures us, according to your faith, it be done unto you. And you're going to see the importance of remembering that phrase as we go on here. But with all of this, with the assurance of our faith outpouring, God did a good job, didn't he? Made it foolproof for us. We can't miss. You know, but faith is more than a mere belief. It is the very substance, the foundation of that which is believed, and it is triggered by your love. Therefore, we have to do a little work on ourselves, and we must make sure we release all thoughts of condemnation, anger, negativity, so divine love can come through and be expressed. Divine love allows faith to work unhindered. In other words, we have to just get ourselves out of the way and let our inner light and love shine forth through our heart to everyone. Everyone in our family, our neighbor, our community, our church, everyone. And what a better time to do that than the Christmas season, when those feelings are already there. We just use them more to our own advantage all the time. But some of you may be thinking, well, I don't think I have time for that. There's so many things to do at Christmas time and all the celebrations and things. Well, you might want to think again. If you had a disagreement with someone or said something in anger that you did not mean, you might want to initiate a conversation to resolve that enmity. And you might say to them, start the conversation with, I may have misunderstood, and then go on. Or what I meant was, or I did not mean to hurt your feelings. By doing this and resolving any negativity within yourself and anyone, you are also greatly soothing your own hurt feelings or misunderstandings. Trust me, it works. We must go within first to our inner self and resolve the situation within, and then to another where a disagreement or misunderstanding might have been had. It brings peace to your heart and opens your heart to Christ's consciousness, which the birth of Christ symbolizes. So just take a moment now and think. We're going to do a little inventory. Is there anyone in your heart that you feel that you might have had a disagreement with or a misunderstanding? And if so, just bring that picture into your mind and cover them with love. Cover them with all the love you can possibly feel. And see their face lighting up and seeing a road open to understanding and forgiveness. You might have to muster up a little courage to actually approach them, but you know, you've got a lot of courage. You can do it. So now let's expand that just a little and look at the world situation. Many are feeling very strongly right now, one way or another, about what is going to be happening in our world. The evening news is not always so peaceful, but think for just a moment, how does that affect you? How do you feel after listening to the evening news? What kinds of pictures does this put into your head? Do you see yourself anxious about the future or worrying if everything is going to be okay? This is where we need to pause and think about what the Advent season is teaching us. Are you picturing cities maybe destroyed by World War III that they keep talking about? Or maybe even our own community under attack? And what does this create in your mind? Fear and negativity, right? Just what we don't want. Or are you thinking that no matter what happens out there in the world, I am going to go beyond what the news media says, and me and my loved ones, my community, my neighborhood is going to get along just fine? These are the pictures you want to hold in your mind. And I can assure you, regardless of what the news may hint at, we will not have a World War III. No harm will come upon us if we have faith, and only good and wonderful things are coming in our future. I can assure you of that. Remember, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The pictures held in your mind manifest in your life if there is fear and negativity, as well as there is positiveness and love and joy. So instead, place in your heart and mind the biggest and greatest things that you can imagine for yourself. Maybe you've been wanting to get a new house. See yourself going in that new house, seeing yourself decorating it and inviting guests in and just loving every moment of it. Or maybe you wanted to get a new car and see yourself feeling that car, smelling the newness of a new car and driving down the highway. This really feels great. I like this. Those things are okay. That is where our hopes and dreams need to play an important part in our life. And maybe some of you, maybe you're looking for a better job, or you're wanting something new for the new year. Picture that in your mind as well, and know what you put your faith to is what you're going to receive. These principles that Charles Fillmore is teaching us really work. They really, really do. Let me share with you an incident that taught me this without a doubt. Honest, a true story. Some years ago, after my husband passed, I planned a trip to Rapid City, South Dakota, way up in the cold, snowy country. But my daughter and her family lived up there, and my son-in-law was stationed at Ellsworth Air Force Base. So I could easily get a flight from Tucson to Denver, no problem. But then at Denver, I had to switch to one of these little, I call them puddle jumpers, commuter planes. They're small, they scare the daylights out of me. But I had an hour flight on one of those as well. Now at that time, my son was employed by Continental Airlines. And back then, I could fly anywhere I wanted in the world for $25. Yes, $25. The only thing I regret, I really didn't take much advantage of it because I was too busy working and didn't have the time to travel. And after 9/11, Continental went kaput, and so he moved on also. Anyway, okay, I'm sitting in the airport and I'm waiting for the standbys to be called because for that $25 ticket, we were a standby. And that meant that after everybody else was on board the plane, if there were any seats left over, the standbys would get them. So I'm sitting there in the airport and I'm waiting. And I went in the worst way to get to Rapid City that night, late afternoon it was, I guess, because I didn't want to spend the night in Denver. That was the last thing I wanted to do. So anyway, I'm sitting there and very patiently waiting as the names start to be called for standby, and I've never had a problem with that at all. Usually the third or fourth, my name would be called, and I'd be on the plane and go wherever we were going. Well, the first one was called, and they came up, gave their pass to the flight personnel, and walked on down the walkway on the plane and happily took their seat. The second one was called and did the same thing. And I wasn't too concerned at this time because, like I mentioned, I'm usually the fourth or fifth. Well, the third one was called, and then the fourth. And my name was not called. But all this while, I was picturing in my mind my name being called, going down that walkway to board the plane, and arriving safe and comfortable in Rapid City in an hour or so, regardless of the appearances. Because the next thing that happened, the flight personnel closed the door to the walkway and locked it. And I kept affirming, I'm getting on that plane, I'm getting on that plane, I'm getting on that plane. And I just kept holding to that. I refused to see it any other way. Well, the next thing that happened, this is the miracle, and it seemed like hours, but really it was only moments. The flight personnel was on the intercom saying, the pilot of the plane has refigured his weight load and fuel, and we can take another passenger. And oh my gosh, I was the only passenger left on standby, so that was me. I was at that door before she could even unlock it. And I flew down that walkway and very happily took my seat on the plane. And an hour later or so, I was in Rapid City, safe and comfortable. True story, honest. But you know, thank you. That truly taught me a lesson I will never, ever forget. I know how it works. And it's always this or something better. If by chance that didn't work out, there would have been something better in some way. That's the way God works. You see, in life, we do everything we can. And then on the seventh day, God declared a day of rest. That is when, after we've done everything we can do, we turn everything over to God and let God do the work and draw to us in its magnetic way whatever it is that we are wishing for, hoping for, wanting, or something better. Can you imagine God might have a better idea? We must remember that. And so, my friends, especially this season and with the seeming chaos that is going on in the world, keep thine eye single on what you want in your heart. Hold only love there, joy, peace. Visualize the highest and best for you and your loved ones, and hold that picture in your heart, in your mind, and in your soul, regardless of any appearances outside. Remember this or something better, Father. So have a wonderful holiday, my friends. And do your inner work to accept and welcome the inner Christ child and your inner consciousness through faith. You know, a wise man once said, if you're going to the mountain, make every step you take go in that direction. And remember, you are ascending into a higher consciousness. And so now, as we move into our meditation time, let's take a few moments and just settle in, become comfortable. Take a few deep breaths. Close your eyes and just turn your attention within. Allow the feeling of relaxation to just move into your crown chakra, all through your face, down your shoulders, into the torso of your body, down into your legs, and out the tips of your toes. And be totally relaxed. Totally relaxed. And in this relaxation, open up your heart and see the beautiful light shining from your heart that the Christ child brings. and see that light expand over your family, your neighborhood, your whole community, and then over the whole world, bringing joy and love and peace to everyone that receives that light. And now, for just a moment in the silence, keep in your heart that vision of love and peace and joy, and your hopes and dreams. Put that in your heart and see all of it very clearly. Feel it, taste it, see yourself following your dreams, and see your heart just opening more and more to God's love, that you will spread all over to everyone and everything. So just for a moment in the silence, be in your heart, in the silence. And now, as you see yourself partaking of the beautiful dreams and imaginations that you have put forth into your heart, seal their hopes with faith, and you know without a doubt they will manifest in your life in the physical. And now, just take a moment. Give thanks to our Creator for His guidance, His love, and all that is. And then take a moment and just take another deep breath. And when you feel ready, open your eyes and return your consciousness back to the sanctuary. And so it is, Father, Mother, God, thank you. And amen.
Thank you, Creative Living Band. That was beautiful. And thank you, Reverend Runge. That was a wonderful reminder to keep your eye on the prize, as I've once heard it said, but to believe wholeheartedly that what you desire is within you and can come true. So thank you for that. We know in unity that giving and receiving are one. And it is very important to keep that dynamic energy of giving and receiving flowing in a circular motion. In the Bible, Luke 6:38, it says, "Give, and it will be given to you. In good measure, pressed down, shaking together, and running over will be placed in your lap." In other words, when you give, you shall receive. This is the time in our service where we give thanks to the ministry for the spiritual food that we have received. We will be passing the baskets shortly, but you can also use your cell phone by clicking on the QR code on the back of the seat in front of you. It'll take you to our secured website where you can make your donation. Special thanks to everyone who has done recurring payments. We are very, very grateful. So now I ask you to take the offering that you have, place it to your heart, and affirm our offertory blessing together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am richly blessed. Thank you, God. Okay, guys, mark your calendars. On December 22nd, all of our current youth and family ministry volunteers are invited to a holiday party that will be happening, in the youth area on the 22nd. Didn't give the time, so stay tuned for that. Oh, it's during service. Okay, during service in the back in the youth area. The Women of Unity will meet here at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, December 17th. Join Ed Boardman in the garden for Permaculture Day on Saturday, December 14th at 9 a.m. The UCCL men's group will meet at Ed Boardman's home on Tuesday, December 10th. December 3rd is a special day. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Giving Tuesday, but Giving Tuesday is a national campaign, and it is a day that we invite you to help UCCL reach our goal of raising $15,000 by giving above and beyond your regular tithe. Donate today and make twice the impact, as every dollar you donate is matched up to $6,000. Okay, we are prosperous. The hospitality team is looking for new volunteers to help with the pre-service fellowship prep or after-service kitchen cleanup. Only one Sunday a month. It's a perfect sacred service, an opportunity to just give. Please sign up in the lobby, and your team lead, Marco Parker, will be in touch to schedule a time to show you the ropes. Today, after service, is our UCCL Friendsgiving potluck. All is welcome. There is plenty of food, so stay and hang out with us. Okay. Now I invite you all to stand with me as we say the power of protection as an I am statement. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. And together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yay, God!